The fans are ready for Friday Night Lights Live. Are you? Friday Night Lights Live, starting August 27th on KCRG 9.2.
The First Alert Storm Team brings you the new weather app for iPhone and Android devices. Get severe weather alerts, live weather stream, hourly and extended forecasts, interactive pinpoint Doppler radar, and share your weather photos with the First Alert Storm Team.
Progressive Insurance here, and I'm a fox who thrives on the unexpected. Shall we dive? You wouldn't expect an insurance company to show you their rates and their competitors' rates, but that's precisely what we do. Going up? Nope. Coming down. And if you switch to Progressive today, you can save an average of over $500. Stop it. So call me today at the number below. Or is it above? Dismount. Oh, and he sticks to the landing.
At Kaplan University, we believe the things you've already learned in life have great value. That's why we're offering our new Every Credit Counts scholarship. If you have at least one prior college credit, you can save and $4,000 or more on your associate's degree. This is a scholarship, not a loan, so you'll never have to pay it back. To apply, visit save.kaplan.edu. That's save.kaplan.edu. Classes are starting soon, so contact us today.
Chris Earl, only on KCRG TV 9.
Welcome to World News Tonight. Growing danger. Wildfires in the west burning out of control. Thousands evacuated. Dozens of homes gone. Now, the Air Force joining the fight. Run, Joe, run? The vice president considering a bid for the White House. Reports say it was his son Beau's dying wish. Will Biden take on Clinton? Church bombings. Blasts rocked two houses of worship in one American city. The explosions 30 minutes apart.
The police came up and said, okay, we need everyone to leave out the doors.
Now, the FBI is investigating. And bikers beware. Hit and run accidents on the rise. The cyclist hit by an SUV, his GoPro catching it all. Could cameras curb these collisions?
From ABC News World Headquarters, this is ABC World News Tonight.
Hey, good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas, and we begin with the growing danger from California's raging wildfires, the worst of them burning west of Sacramento. The fast-moving Rocky Fire, take a look at it, nearly doubling in size overnight. More than 12,000 people evacuated, 24 homes gone. The fire only 5% contained. But the threat not just in California. Take a look at this. Major fires are burning in 9 states tonight. ABC's Clayton Sandell starting us off tonight.
Good evening, Tom. You can see the flames flaring up here. Firefighters actually set that fire. They're trying to burn through all of this dry, unburned fuel. The goal is to try and hold the line at this highway here, trying to stop a monster fire that has doubled its size in the last 24 hours.
Firefighters are working day and night in close hand-to-hand combat against the Rocky Fire raging north of Sacramento. 2,000 firefighters are trying to stop it. It's already chewed through nearly 50,000 acres, destroying at least 24 homes, threatening thousands more. Today, the U.S. military called up 2 more C-130 firefighting planes from Colorado, sending them to California, where they'll join large DC-10 tankers.
Right there is a DC-10. He's coming in. He's going to drop fire retardant. This plane can carry 12,000 gallons of fire retardant at once. There it goes.
The terrain here is bone dry, and lightning isn't helping. Since Thursday, 13,000 lightning strikes, sparking more than 260 new fires.
We had seen a couple spot fires, and those pretty much escalated and got pretty big and took off both sides of the mountain.
Doomsday, that's what it looked like.
More than 12,000 people are evacuated from their homes. David Beretta is temporarily camping in an RV with his pets.
Just keep an eye and see when we can get back in there and they give us the okay.
And tonight, even as they keep up the fight, firefighters are mourning one of their own. Forest Service firefighter David Rule, 38 years old, lost his life in Northern California as he surveyed the fire zone.
And Tom, the firefighters we talked to along this road, they've been at this for 30 hours straight. They are hoping to get a break from the weather in the next couple of days. Tom?
They definitely need it. Okay, Clayton, thank you so much. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano's here now. Now, Rob, will this week's nice weather help or hurt firefighters?
It's going to help them. Not a big rain coming, Tom, but we're looking at a big change in the weather pattern itself. The big blue wave that has that hot, dry ridge is sliding to the east, so we'll get some cooling Pacific air in here, and that certainly will help in the days coming forward.
And you're also following some breaking news out of the Midwest?
Very sad tonight. One confirmed fatality of a severe storm that rolled through Chicago earlier. 15 people also injured. This was an isolated storm. We've got another cluster of storms that rolled through northern Michigan. Look at this video out of near Mackinac, the suspension bridge there. A camper rolled over. We had 60-plus mile-an-hour winds there. That entire complex is sliding off to the south. So here's the threat tonight. The storms rolling through the severe thunderstorm watch will slide down to the south and east, and it will encompass much of Michigan tonight, and then slide it off to the east as we go through tomorrow. Chicago might see some storms fire up again, and then into the northeast as we go through tomorrow, Tom.
All right, Rob, thank you. We'll stay on top of that breaking news. All right, now we're going to go to the southwest, where explosions rocked two churches during Sunday services. One church just 3 miles from the other, the blast just 30 minutes apart. ABC's Kana Whitworth has the details.
Tonight, the FBI investigating two terrifying explosions at churches in New Mexico.
It sounded like something had fallen off and like shattered the glass in the back.
8 a.m., an explosion in a mailbox outside Calvary Baptist Church. Parishioners left with their ears ringing. 30 minutes later, 8:30 a.m., just as worshipers were receiving communion, another explosion, shattering the glass front doors at Holy Cross Church in Las Cruces. That bomb exploding in a trash can near the entrance. Police arrived, escorting everyone out.
I didn't even see the police like walk up to the altar, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, we need everyone out of the church." And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, what did we miss while we were happening?
Instead of Sunday school, she spent her morning making this sign, letting everyone know services were canceled. Nobody was injured, but after the deadly attack in South Carolina in June, many here left wondering where they can truly be safe. Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
All right, we turn to politics now in the presidential race. With the first Republican debate just days away, word tonight that another Democrat may be jumping in, Vice President Joe Biden. And there are reports it's someone very close to his heart that urged him to do it. ABC's Mary Bruce is at the White House tonight.
Tonight, the question facing Joe Biden, to run or not to run. His advisors telling ABC News Biden's political team is ramping up. Clear signs that he's considering jumping in the race for the White House.
Hi, how are you?
His chief of staff quietly talking to Biden's supporters and Democratic donors. In the past, Biden's been clear. He's interested.
Yes, there's a chance. But I haven't made my mind up about that.
One thing weighing on his decision,
my father, my hero, Joe Biden.
His son, Beau, who died of cancer just 2 months ago. The New York Times reporting that on his deathbed, Beau had a mission. He tried to make his father promise to run. Biden's a tested campaigner. This would be his third run at the White House, but from his touchy-feely side to his blunt straight talk. Biden is also a master of the faux pas. A Biden run could complicate things for President Obama, forcing him to choose between his number 2 and his former Secretary of State. So far, the president isn't taking sides.
Not only have I run my last election, but I am not in the business of prognosticating future elections.
Now, no decision has been made yet. Biden says he plans to make up his mind by the end of the summer. Tom?
But the clock is ticking. Okay, Mary, thank you. Let's bring in ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl. He joins us now. John, the race is well underway. Does Vice President Biden have enough time to raise money and pose a serious threat to Hillary Clinton?
Well, Tom, he would start way behind on fundraising, on organization, on popular support, but he would instantly give Hillary Clinton a formidable challenger. And if she were to stumble, continue to show some real signs of weakness, he could give her a run for the money for this nomination. We would have a real race on the Democratic side.
We would. We'll be watching that story closely. Okay, John, thank you so much. President Obama, with just 17 months left in office, is preparing to announce a bold new proposal on climate change. Tonight, the White House is out with a preview of the president's call to action, including tougher regulations on power plants and carbon emissions. The full plan, released tomorrow, could eventually put coal-burning plants out of business and boost energy production from wind, solar, and other renewable sources. Let's head overseas now to the hunt for the Malaysian Airlines passenger jet that vanished 17 months ago. Growing certainty that this part of the wing found on a beach in the Indian Ocean, raising hopes that more would be found. But tonight, only false alarms. ABC's Alex Marquardt reporting in with the latest from Reunion Island. New excitement today over this twisted piece of metallic debris found wedged between the rocks on a beach. Immediate speculation, another piece of MH370 had been found. But officials soon poured cold water on the discovery, saying it was just part of a ladder, not the doomed Boeing 777.
This is the beach where that object was found. It was quickly reported to police, who came and picked it up. That out there is a vast ocean, but this is also a big island, and as you can see from everything that is strewn across this beach, there are new objects that are washed ashore every day.
We're going to have to be very careful, because now that we've found one piece, I think that there's going to be a lot of junk floating around the Indian Ocean that's going to look like it's a piece of a 777.
The false alarm just days after a 6-foot part of a 777 wing was found here on Reunion Island. Transported to southern France for analysis in a military lab.
We're not aware of any other instance where this sort of component has been lost from a 777 aircraft.
And every square inch could offer revelations. The way the metal tore on impact, even the barnacles, which could give a better idea of where the plane went down.
Every piece of the airplane that we can find will hopefully give us some clues, but it's only going to tell us what happened when that airplane hit the water.
Why the plane went down and what happened before it hit the water, Tom, may only be answered if the black boxes are ever found. In the meantime, the analysis of that piece of wing is due to begin in France on Wednesday. Tom?
Alex Marquardt for us tonight. Alex, thank you. Next, after the killing of that protected line in Africa, a spectacle here in New York. Images of endangered species projected on the side of the Empire State Building to raise awareness. 33 stories high. Take a look at that. 160 images in all, including Cecil, that slain lion. ABC's Philip Mena with an update on hunters and their endangered prey. Here's ABC's Philip Mena.
Tonight, a new image of Jericho, Cecil the lion's companion, released. International outrage erupting after the Zimbabwe Conservation Task Force claimed the lion was illegally shot and killed by a hunter. The group today apologizing for what they say was a case of mistaken identity. The news comes as Zimbabwe's government announced a second American is wanted in connection with another illegal lion killing back in April. That investigation is ongoing, as is the country's pursuit of Dr. Walter Palmer, the Minnesota dentist wanted for killing its most famous lion, Cecil. And now more details about that infamous hunt last month. Theo Bronkhurst, Dr. Palmer's hunting guide, telling a British newspaper the hunt went wrong from the beginning, saying they never meant to hunt on the land where Cecil was shot. While Dr. Palmer hasn't been seen since closing his dental office 6 days ago, his representative did voluntarily reach out to U.S. Fish and Wildlife investigators, the agency acknowledging his cooperation. In the wake of Cecil's killing, these images Saturday night of endangered species illuminating the Empire State Building. This weekend, Zimbabwe's government announcing that the hunting of all lions, leopards, and elephants there is suspended. But their conservation efforts rely heavily on those high-priced hunting fees. So now, Tom, they're counting on public donations to help keep them afloat.
Okay, Phil, thank you so much for that. Back here at home, a troubling outbreak of Legionnaire's disease that may be linked to this season's air conditioning. At least 65 people have been diagnosed here in New York City with 4 fatalities, but cases have been surging around the country in the past few years. ABC's Aditi Roy investigates.
Tonight, a growing outbreak of Legionnaire's disease in New York has left 4 dead, dozens sickened, and a community on edge. And now, one of the city's top health officials is warning people who live or work near the area where the latest outbreak started could be at risk.
I was about to wait one more day to go to the hospital, and if I would have waited that one more day, I don't think I would have been here right now.
The news comes at a time when Legionnaire's cases have spiked across the country in recent years. The bacteria is spread by breathing in a contaminated vapor, such as from an air conditioner or shower. City officials have linked this outbreak to city cooling towers, and they have all since been cleaned.
It is safe to drink tap water because Legionnaire's disease is an airborne disseminated condition. However, if you work in an environment with an air conditioning unit or you're in close quarters where there's a cooling system and you start to feel sick, it's important to pay attention to that.
Tonight, New York health officials are warning there may be even more cases that pop up this week from this latest outbreak. Tom?
Thanks, Aditi. Now to that fearless surfer who fought off a shark with his bare hands after that scary encounter. He said he wouldn't surf again, but he got back into the water, and at least one shark was already circling. Pro surfer Mick Fanning captivated the world.
when a shark attacked him from behind with live cameras rolling in South Africa. Shaken, but not deterred, Channel 9 Australia there with him as the world champion got back into the water for the first time off the east coast of Australia. And you'll never believe what caused him to race back to shore.
We're sitting on there, and then we sort of looked, and we just saw a tiny little fin. You wouldn't believe it. Yeah, I swear to God.
And then, from the safety of shore, Fanning spots the shark again.
There he is. Straight out. I just saw it. Directly straight out.
Shocked, but certain he'll compete again. This tough and daring surfer getting a much-needed hug from Mom.
That's all right. Oh, is that funny? There's a full shark,
Glad Mom was there. The next competition is in 2 weeks for Meg in Tahiti. I'm sure he will be scanning those waters. All right, still ahead tonight. Riding a bike has never been more dangerous. This collision caught on tape. The driver speeding off, but not so fast. How this cyclist was armed and ready. What you may want before you jump on that bike. And more on this image. No, it's not moon dust. Take a close look. What is that tiny dot there in front of the moon? Those stories coming up.
ABC World News Tonight, brought to you by Viagra.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra. Heartburn.
No one burns on